Hello friend. So we have finished up the reflection of light up to all the mirrors and mirror formulae. है Now we are going to start with the topic refraction of light. So this topic you have already discussed basically in the 10th class. That is what is called as refraction of light. So refraction of light is simply the change of speed of light. So what do you know about light first? That is light, the speed is 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. So this is the optimum speed the light is having in vacuum and in dry air, and this is also called as the infinite speed because no other object is moving with this speed. Okay, so now what is called refraction of light, that is, if before we start we must know the theme, that is optically rarer and optically denser medium. What is the sense of saying optical rarer and optically denser medium? So as we are saying the word rarer and denser, means rarer means something which is not denser simply, and denser means the having more mass and in small volume. But here the word is optically rarer and optically denser. So we have to understand what is called as optically rarer and optically denser. So optically means related to light. So be careful that mass density and optical density is very different. Yeah, you can say they are very different from each other because they are the conceptually different. So be careful ki optically rarer and optically denser means, the optically rarer medium means where the light can move with ease, where light can move with ease, or we can say the speed of the light is more in the optically rarer medium. And what is optically denser medium? The medium in which the light can move, light is going to move with the slower speed. Okay, so means it is giving less obstacle from the for the speed of light, and it is giving the more obstacle for the speed of light. So I am only telling that is the mass density is nothing to do with the density, that is optical density, because for example we are having iron, are we having iron, and we are having glass. So in iron, when the light strikes in the on the iron, sorry, on the iron, when the light strikes, then it especially the visible light, not all lights, because the spectrum of light, we are taking the visible light. So the visible light is not pricking up, yeah, visible light is not entering in the iron. But when that visible light is made fold over the glass, then it is getting refracted, it is getting entered into the material. Now make the comparison of the glass and the iron. The iron is less stiffer than glass. Be careful. Don't think that the glass is breakable material. No, the stiffness of the glass is more. Hardness of the glass is more than iron. You can scratch. You can scratch the iron by a glass. So means the optically the glass is not denser, but optically the iron is denser. That is the meaning of saying optically rarer. So theme of the story is optical density is only concerned with the speed of light. Where the speed of light is more, that should be told as optically rarer. Where the speed of the light is less, then that is called as a optically denser medium. Be careful. Now further, now we want to understand the reflection of light. That is like we are taking two medium, like this is the first medium and this is the second medium. Now the light is entering from first medium to second medium. Now in the first medium the speed of the light is, let me call as c, is equal to 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. But when it is entering into the second medium, it remain only 2 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. So we can say that the speed of the light is going to decrease up. It is going to be decreased up. So similarly, we can take the reverse of this thing also. That is, firstly, we are taking the same second medium up and the first medium down. Now the light is entering from second to first, where the speed of the light in second is 2 into 10 8 meter per second. Now what is going to be happen? When the light is entering from this medium to this medium, the speed decreases. So actually how the light is moving, this is the actual direction followed by the light, but when it is just entered into the second medium, it is not following this path, but it is something, bending, or it is something losing its speed. So this is bending like that. Similarly, when the light is moving in this medium 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and again it is coming to first, then you can see that in first the light speed is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So what is the actual path of this light? This one is this one. So when the speed is rise up, enhanced up, then this light is going like that. Now in the two things we can say that is here the light is entering from rarer to denser. Here the light is moving from denser to rarer. So it is obvious when the light is moving from rarer to denser, speed decreases, hence it bend toward the normal. Similarly, when it is moving from denser to rarer, it went away from the normal because the speed enhances. So this we have done in the 10th class also, but still it is topic, and in the 12th class is being equally taught. So that's why we are discussing all these things. ठीक है बच्चों, तो ये हो गया. Now this is the first medium and second medium, just we are reversing the order. So this is the scene. Okay. Now further we have to discuss what is called as the refractive index. It's very important because one question MCQ can come. That is, refractive index is just we can name it as, or the symbol it as, by n. Some books are writing mu also. So refractive index n is telling us the ratio of speed of light in vacuum oblique air to the speed of light in medium. This is the first concept. Regarding the refractive index, because in the previous time, or in the ancient time, ancient physics time, that is called as classical physics. There only, firstly the light speed is first counted in the air, that is infinite speed, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and then after it is checked in the other medium, that is in the medium. So these are the ratio. So just we call this as the speed of light in air is C and the speed of light in medium is V. So this is the ratio actually, and this ratio is commonly known as refractive index. This is commonly known as refractive index. Understood? Now refractive index is having two category, that is one is absolute and one is relative. Be careful. The refractive indices, this is the basic concept, this is the basic concept. What do you understand by refractive index? It is the ratio of the speed of the light, okay na? But now further we are taking the refractive index is of two type. One is absolute and one is relative. So what is absolute? I told you what are the absolute physical quantity in this world, and what is the relative physical quantity in this world. Absolute physical quantity are those which are not going to change anywhere, and what is relative? It is they are going to be manipulated, or they are going to be changed in the world. For example, you take gravity. So gravity on the earth, you are taking approx 9.8 meter per second square, but when you go to moon, it is going to change. But I think when you are taking mass, to mass somehow we can take within the finite speed, it is absolute, because the mass of the pen over the earth would be remain same as we are going to the moon also. So something which is not going to change, it is simply called as absolute physical quantity, and something which is going to change, it is called as a relative. So absolute, we are calling the absolute refractive index. This is commonly known as N. Okay, so here the first medium is air, and the second medium, means second thing would be a medium. So where we take the air as the speed of light c and the medium as v. But here the relative refractive index, what we are calling, we are calling this as 1 and 2. Means here the boundary, you can say the bounded condition is this one. That is, we have to take at any cost the first medium is air, and then second might be anything. But first is compulsory, you have to take as a air. That is the common, that is the main point of the absolute. But in the relative, only the first medium you can take whatever you like, and the second medium you can take whatever you like. That's why it is called as a relative refractive index. So it is called as, how it is called as, like refractive index of medium with respect to air. पढ़ना कैसे है? Refractive index of medium with respect to air. Medium with respect to air. Now how you will call here? Refractive index of second medium with respect to 1. Second medium with respect to 1. Medium with respect to air. मतलब यहाँ से चलना है. Now see here. So what we are writing, that is, here we have taken air above. So speed is taken from air in the numerator. Similarly, the speed of the first medium is taken as v1, and then the speed in the second medium is taken as v2. Clear? Understood? So this is the simple thing. Now, why we are saying that absolute is not going to change? Because like you are taking glass, so the glass is having absolute refractive index is always fixed. Why? Because the speed of light in the glass is constant, and we have already taken a one constant above, in the numerator, that is the speed of light. So both are not going to change, because speed of light in air is fixed, dry air, it is fixed. Similarly, the speed of light in glass is also fixed, because glass is a fixed type of material. So if you are doing the experiment on earth, the speed of light in glass would be like that as you did on the moon also. तो इस तरह से we can say that. So this is not going to be changed anywhere, but this is called as refractive index of the second medium with respect to first one. So here like we are taking, this is 1 and 2, so we took it as v1 upon v2, speed of light in first, you can resemble like that, speed of light in second. But if you wrote this 3 and 2, so we should take the speed of light in the second medium here, and the speed of light in third medium, it maybe is just symbol, we can take this and v3. So it is the ratio of speed of light in third medium to the speed of light in second. So be careful, this is very very important. Now the important part in the MCQ part is the very beautiful, the relation between the two. Let us do it. Now we are writing N12. What is told as relative refractive index, how it is abbreviated, the refractive index of second with respect to 1. If I am writing N, let me call L and M. So how should I call refractive index of M with respect to L? So try to understand. So this is the speed of light in first medium, and this is the speed of light in 2. Now we are interested how the relative and the absolute refractive index are correlated. So let us do, this is V1. So let me first take this as C upon V2 upon C upon V1. A very simple mathematical step. That what I did, that I have taken C in the both term in the numerator and in the denominator common. So this is C upon V2 and this is C upon V1. And you know the mathematics, that is C and C again will be cancelling out, and V1 is here, so it is moving in the numerator, and V2 is here, it is coming into denominator. So mathematically we are correct. So we should write 1 and 2. Now focus over this. This is actually the absolute refractive index of what is called as second medium, because already you are having now in the numerator C as a constant. So we should call this as N. What should called? Air, and this is medium 2. Similarly, it is C. Again you are writing air, and what is N, and this is medium 1. Most beautiful. Now in brief we are writing like that, N2 upon N1. The most beautiful. So this is the how we will call this as refractive index of second with respect to first is the ratio of first. The इसको क्या पढ़ेंगे? What is called as? It is absolute refractive index of second medium. And it is absolute. It is also absolute. It is not absolute. It is relative. So be careful. That is like that. Now, for example, we are given. We are given something like we have x, y, and z. That is refractive index of z with respect to y. Y is also we can take a symbol. So this is literally you can write it as v of x, and this is v of z simply. But when you call this in the term of absolute format, so this is v of z upon v of symbolically I should write it as n of z upon n of x. Clear? So now let me perform a question for you, that is like we have x is equal to 1.5 and y is equal to 1.7. Okay, so these are the two what is called as absolute refractive indices of the index का plural होता है indices. So x is equal to 1.5 and y is equal to 1.7. So you have been told that is x and y are the absolute refractive index. So now you are asked, that is what is the refractive index of x with respect to y, and what is the refractive index of y with respect to x. Most interesting. Now see, we know the theme. So it is, we call the refractive index of x with respect to y. So how I should write this as, that is, this is n of x upon n of y. And how I should write this as, this is n of y upon n of x. Right? So now we can easily calculate. This is nx. So nx is given, it is 1.5, and ny is given, it is 1.7. Similarly, for this also we can calculate it as 1.7 upon 1.5. So this is a very interesting concept, that is we are relating the absolute refractive index with the, that is called as a relative refractive index. Next we have laws of refraction. We are not reading in detail the law of refraction, because you already did in 10th class. That is, what is the laws of refraction? The first law is, that is the incident light and refracted light, normal, point of incidence, they all lie in same plane. This. And third one is, because I'm discussing second one over here. So third one is, when the light strike the surface perpendicularly. When the light strike the surface perpendicularly, then it goes undeviated. But the speed of light changes. Means first is, I told you, and now the second one is we are going to discuss. And the third one I told you, that is when the light strike normally over the surface, refracting surface, it is going undeviated. Neither it is bending toward the normal, neither it is bending away from the normal. So let us see law of refraction. So first I told you we have to discuss actually the very important, that is Snell's law. The Snell's law geometrically explained refraction. He told that when we have chosen the surfaces, two surfaces, let me call this is first and this is second, this is rarer and this is denser. So let us make experiment that we are striking the light at different angle over the surface, like that. So every time we are getting angle of incidence and angle of reflection, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, like that. Okay, so I1, I2, I3, R1, R2 and R3. So this is the theme. Now he told that every time for the same two surfaces, whenever you have, we are not supposed to change the again and again the upper surface and the lower surface. They are fixed. You are only supposed to change the obliqueness, you can say, on the way you are striking the light. So he told that every time the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction ratio, it is a constant, and that constant is again obviously called as the refractive index. So now we have new parameter, that is we have already discussed, that is an medium, it is simply C upon V. Now why Snell's law you can also relate, it is to the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction. So this is very interesting, because we can write this as V sine I is equal to C sine R. So this is called as the Snell's law. Snell's law is telling simply about the concept, that is when the two medium are fixed, then always the sine of angle of incidence, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction always remain constant. Okay, so now one more competition format, simple concept is there, that is if you are writing n is equal to C upon V. So can we relate these two lights with the wavelength? Yeah. So I'm telling you, that is this is the frequency of light and this is the wavelength of light and this is the speed of light. So be careful in a refraction of light what changes and what do not changes. The frequency of light do not change, velocity change and the wavelength change. Now what is frequency, you must know. When we focus the quantum physics, then the frequency is the number of photons per second coming out from a source. When you count wave optics, it is number of pulses, wave pulses coming out from a source per second. So why the frequency do not change? Because on entering the light, after entering the light from one medium to other medium, the number of photon do not change, number of wave pulses do not change, neither they are going to increase or nor they are going to decrease. That's why frequency is the character of source. That is how the source is making or making the photons per second. It is not going to be going to depend upon the medium, that when you're throwing the stone into the water is not going to increase the number of stone. That is only you, that how you are throwing the stone, like 5 stone per second, like that. Okay. So always keep remember, that is in refraction of light, the frequency of the light never change. What change? Only wavelength and velocity of the light. So you must know the relation also, that is how the two things are going to be related, and that is we firstly simply know mu is equal to C upon lambda. That the frequency is speed and the wavelength, speed and the wavelength. So try to understand here, like we are focusing the absolute refractive index. इट इज सी दोस्तों, ठीक है ना. तो वी कैन यूज दिस लाइक द म्यू इज इक्वल टू सी अपॉन लैम्डा मीन्स द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ लाइट इन ए मीडियम वेर द स्पीड इज सी, देन wavelength would be lambda. Let me call this as now nu dash when the speed is v and then it is lambda dash, because in any other medium now the speed of light changes to v and the wavelength should change as lambda dash, the frequency should change as lambda dash. Just we are coming to the point that frequency do not change, but just on the for our mind we are doing this. Okay, so this is c. So now see here, c is mu into lambda. Done. Then see here what is v. So v here mu dash upon lambda dash. Now I already told you that is nu is equal to nu dash, so we should write lambda upon lambda dash, means it is simply lambda in vacuum and this is lambda in medium. So always remember that refractive index is also written in term of wavelength, that is like you wrote this is in the format c upon v, we can also write it in the form of wavelength. Thank you so much.